Hello, Levin. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning.
Thank you for joining us with this short interview about current trend in Indian exports. So,
Okay.
to introduce about Levin, Levin started exports in
This year,
2018. He
September.
started the exports October. Sorry, which month?
September.
Yes, he started in September, that is just 2 months ago, and he has successfully sent two containers he has executed two export orders, right?
Yes, to export orders.
Yes. And Kansal Kirba is very happy and proud to see a successful exporter because we have been in touch since March, I think March this year, and he has done a good research and how a new exporter begin his journey as an exporter. So I have few questions uh, which will help new entrepreneurs to successfully land into exports venture. So the first question is, what is your motivation behind starting export business?
Actually, we run a third generation family business into seafoods trading. So, like, we want to, when I took over the company, like, I want to take it to the next level. I want to export it to another countries, all them, because we know how to source the raw material and all those things. So, we want to export. So, I started exploring opportunities for exports in MPADA website, Marine Product Development Authorities and everything. When I saw the products, like, it was looking for me like, everyone, it's for huge business tycoons. Export is for huge business tycoons or anything. But later on, I realized that it is entirely depends on the product you choose. After that, because I couldn't do seafoods at this point now, so I want to learn export. So I started looking around for products to export. That's when then I started an idea of that there is a huge opportunity in the market to do export, even with the smaller amount of capital and everything. So I thought, like, let's try it. Once you understand the trade and tricks of the market, let's jump into our core business. That's the idea which I'm working on.
Okay, so you gave interesting facts. First thing is you already come from a business family. Second thing, you did research, yeah, basic research, understanding what is happening with the raw materials you can get around you or already the business you are doing with. And you said like you wanted to get into export business after knowing the tricks and what are the strategies that's usually handled by a exporter. So, what are the obstacles do you think? I'm just jumping a question because you already answered in details for the first question. What are the obstacles do you think a new exporter will face? Or, in other words, only the people who are already in business can do the export business, or anyone can enter into exports?
First, let me answer you what are the obstacles. The thing is, like, choosing a product is more important. அதாவது லைக் வந்துட்டு தமிழ்ல சொல்லுவாங்க விரலுக்கு ஏற்ற வீக்கம் வேணும்னு. இப்போ வந்துட்டு ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் இஃப் ஐம் சூசிங் அ சீ ஃபுட், இட் வில் நீட் அட்லீஸ்ட் 2 crores ஆஃப் கேபிட்டல் டு ரன் டு எக்ஸ்போர்ட். Do I have that sort of capital to run? அதாவது வந்துட்டு அது வரும்னு like it will come from sky or something. Nothing won't happen like that. But do you have the juice? Do you have the energy? Do you have the... First of all, we have to understand what are our strength and weakness when choosing a product. Choosing the product, if you choose the product rightly, 70% of the work is done. And the second question, for like, is it for only people who are into business? Nothing, so as long as you have time and you know how to do work efficiently and effectively, and dedication and all that matters.
Thank you so much. The first obstacle is if they do not know what they can do, that will be the basic obstacle to get into export business. So,
Yeah.
the first thing what a person should do is knowing well about themselves. What is their capacity, or how much they can uh, take the calculated risk to get into export business in terms of finance. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, finance plays the major role in export. Let's say that if you're choosing a vendor, he won't give you credit at the immediately. Let's be honest. If somebody comes and asks you first time, will you give credit to them? No, right? So we should be able to prove our track record that we are able to supply so and so product on monthly basis. After a couple of months, a vendor itself will choose to give credit for you. That is the time you will capitalize the market and make money out of thin air.
Okay. So the next question,
So,
that is a great insight.
so the thing I want to say is like first couple of months you have to choose a particular product which will suit your financial capabilities, which will be very easy to source, and you need to know the product like it is like your back of your hand. You should know whatever your product. You need to have a spec sheet and all those things. Whenever you deliver a spec sheet to a client and all those things, he will be very impressed to do business with you. That's how you should approach. Spec
Because
sheet is
that
like
shows that you
specific.
are a real supplier.
Yeah, we'll know what season you'll get that particular product, what season the product will be less, where we can source from, which and all market is available for you, and what is the loadability of a 20 feet container, what is the loadability of the 40 feet container, and what are the top 5 countries, what are the bottom 5 countries. All those things you have to know. It has to be like a back of your hand. You need to know it in your mind rather than it is on the computer. Whenever a client calls you, you should be able to carry on the conversation. That's when the magic happens.
Superb. So yes, you said like you first identify the obstacle and you have to know what is your capacity. Second thing is the a good knowledge about the product spec, and also at least a broad understanding of what are the top countries or what are the countries which is exporting your product from your country. Then the next question is, what are the knowledge or approach did you use to grow or to successfully execute your export order? And where did you get this knowledge from, and how did this knowledge help you?
Uh, we are living in a world of information technology, and data is the new fuel for anything. And when I joined the class with Consult Kirpa, and everything is about more, the approach is more about like how to analyze the data and come out with the conclusion. And it is like at the start it would be like in management theory we call it as cone of uncertainty. When you start beginning the cone, you can resemble a cone. The cone would be like this, and as we move more concentrated towards that. That's how we have to analyze the data. And with consult course, I learned how to analyze the data and how to come up with a conclusion, which saved me a lot of time. For example, first I chose cashew nut as a product to do export to Sri Lanka. Within 2 or 3 days, I understood we cannot do cashew nut because already Vietnam is exporting to Sri Lanka at the lower price. So we have to drop. If at all, if I do it manually, go and inquire and contact buyer, it would have consumed at least 3 months of my time, and which is very valuable. So data analytics plays a major role, which I got the knowledge from Consult Kirpa for the first course.
Thank you so much, Levin. Yes, we insist data analysis wherever we go. That is the difference between Consult Kiruba course and other courses. But here, Levin's work and his hard work plays the major role in helping him to succeed. And what we can provide is the knowledge and practicality where we can take the real data and use it. So we are very humble and we are happy at the same time that we were able to provide that value, and Levin used it in the right way. That is the most important thing here to see. And Levin is the first person to enroll for our export marketing strategy program. Without even before explaining about it, he said, "Yes, I'm going to be in the first slot," and he registered himself. So the main reason behind this interview is what gave him the confidence or trust to go for this program, and what is his expectation out of this program.
The thing is like I've been before coming to Consult Kirba, I have attended so many classes like you can become an exporter in one day and all those crappy courses. I'm sorry to use that word, but the thing is like when somebody says this, you can grow a coconut tree in one day. It's not gonna happen in reality. And Consult Kirba courses are very effective. It is the smartest approach to the market. Not like nowadays we believe in smart work rather than hard work. And Consult Kirba courses were been very smart work and all those things. And I just don't want to stop with just one product and one country. Now I tasted success. I want to go for more products and more countries. I want to expand my boundaries. I need to get myself. It's like it's a learning curve. We have to keep ourselves improved, ourselves updated with the process and everything. When you go for furthermore market, which is very tough, and I wouldn't say it is tough as long as you have you do your homework done, and those sort of streaks and strategies. I'm believing that I'm hoping to get it from Consult Kirba. With that strategies, I'm strongly believing myself that. I'll do furthermore 5 more probably. My target is 5 more products within the next year and 5 more countries.
That's wonderful to hear, Levin. Exactly, that is what we are planning to do. This 7 weeks is going to be highly intensive. So this is for the people who is ready to take the action, and we are very, very happy to have you on board with us, because it is like Levin's insights, and Levin most of the time he gives what is really happening in the market. He is very open to approach when it comes to market or product and difficulties. The main thing is Levin, whenever he sees obstacles, or whenever he sees something that's not matching up with the reality, he doesn't stop there. He goes a step further, research about it, and most importantly, what I emphasize here is that Levin goes extra mile with his buyer. He's very transparent with his buyer. He makes sure that the buyer gets the best of what he is interesting Levin with. So that is the most important point. And Consult Kirba will provide all necessary information, data, and the real-time strategy to help exporters succeed in the business, saving cost and time. That is what our focus is. An export marketing strategy program will do the same. Levin, thank you so much for your time. So is there anything that you like to add extra? We have finished all the questions we had. So I believe this
I just want to
give
say,
a message.
I just want to say good to my fellow exporters who are joined in with Consult Kirba. I would like to see more success stories.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And success comes to those who take actions. If you are ready to take actions, we are ready to provide whatever you need in terms of information and direction, and connect you with the right people. Thank you so much, Levin. Have a nice day ahead.
Yeah. And thank you, Ma. Have a nice day.